Hey guys, it's Wanda. Welcome to Crazy Days. Today we're going to be using the juicer steamer. Y'all, I've got mayhaws that need to be done and I need to make juice, and I do not like using a jelly bag. Number one reason to use a juicer steamer: no cleanup with the jelly bags. No mess. It's easy. Let's get to it. My juicer steamer is from NorPro. It is professional gauge steel. It comes in 4 pieces, and we'll discuss each piece and what they're for. The bottom is your water pot and sandwich base. Then you got your tubing and clamp, actually 5 pieces. Your juice container. Then you have your steamer insert where your berries go, and you have your lid. You get your berries or fruit ready. You steam them for 40 to 70 minutes. You drain the pure clear juice into bottles or jars. It's that easy. Just put your berries in, your water in, and turn it on. It's extremely versatile. You can use it as a stovetop cooker, a covered baker server. It's oven safe up to 400 degrees. It's a large capacity 11.75 liter juice kettle. And the juice will not run into the water pan. That's what I love. And it's multi-purpose. It's a great juicer steamer and a versatile steam cooker for vegetables, seafood, poultry, fish. Y'all, I've used this thing to cook like a chicken like this. Oh my. It is amazing. I steamed mine. This one shows using it as a baker, and you can use that in the oven, but no, I steamed mine and it was amazing. This is the base pot, all stainless. Stainless handles everything that can go in the oven. All right, I've put my water in there. You see this little lip right here? There's a reason for that. That little lip is so that this will fit there so the tube does not get pinched here. You've got a part of the tube here that comes out in stainless. This tube is removable so you can clean it. The clamp is removable. It's simply a clamp like you would have if you were in the hospital and they were using IV. It just pinches it off. And usually what I do is I put it up here out of the way for right now. This is the inside. It looks like a bundt pan. As the steam comes up through here, it's going to go up into the next pot in the berries, and then the juice from that is going to fall in here, and you just kind of keep an eye on it. You can take and release juice as you think you need to, so it doesn't, but it shouldn't run back over. It says it doesn't. I just always release juice when I need to. This is your berry pot. You can see it's perforated on the bottom and halfway up the side. It has a little rim to catch it. It sits right there like that. Then you have the inside. We're going to put all our mayhaws in here, and there's no way it can come over because that is solid. All your juice runs through all these holes down into that pan. And with it being like a bundt pan, it holds the juice. It doesn't let it run back into the bottom pan with the water. And you just keep an eye on it. It takes, within about 45 to 50 minutes, the water starts running low. You can tell by checking your juice and seeing how much it's doing. Then we have the lid. The lid is a clear lid where you can see. It also has a valve here that releases steam if it needs to so that it doesn't build up. It works amazing. Takes all the work out of jelly making. All you got to do is put your berries and water in, and we're going to have juice in about an hour. Mayhaws are little small apple-like fruit. They smell like an apple. Once they start getting ripe, they have this apple smell, and it makes great jellies and jams. But today we're just making jelly. We're making fruit. And I go pick them and put them in a Ziploc bag, put them in the freezer, and I have enough for 2 batches. So we're going to make juice today and juice another day. We've got all the mayhaws that we can handle in here. This is about 2 gallons. I'm going to let it cook because you can tell they're frozen. So this is going to take a little over an hour. It'll probably take an hour and a half. But once they start steaming down, you'll be amazed at the juice. It is 7:30 right now. We're going to put the lid on and just let it go. We're going to grab a cup of coffee and clean the kitchen. It has been 30 minutes. You can see all the moisture here. This is not hot, just testing. Look at that, and the steam just going through. You can see them all bubbling. That is what we want. We want that juice to come out. We're just steaming it. And usually if there's juice in this, you can see a little bit of red starting. This will start filling up with juice, and you know when it starts, you can let juice out into something else, a jar or something. It's just hot and you have to be very careful. It's 8 o'clock, so it was 7:21 when we started, about 40 minutes. You see the red coming into the container here, into the hose. Now, I'll try doing this. And I've used the handy dandy oven lid and put it here. And you have to get some pressure where it'll kind of start here. You don't want it pinched. And look at that. Pretty pink juice just coming out everywhere. And if you do this, you don't want it splattering. I just barely got it coming out so it doesn't splatter everywhere. Isn't that awesome? And when you take and turn it back up, you make sure it drains back down before hanging it. That way you don't get juice everywhere. And the oven's a great place to put something so you don't have to hold a pot. Alright, it's been almost an hour. We like about 5 minutes. But this is what the bottom looks like. I've taken out some of the juice and it's not dripping a lot. It's still steaming. But we're going to do a second pot in just a little bit, but I just wanted to show you how it holds. We're going to let it go about 10 minutes and then we're going to stop. In 1 minute it'll be an hour, and the steam is still coming off a little bit, but we're fixing to shut it down. I've got enough juice to do at least one, if not 1.5 batches, and then I have more Mayhaws to go. We'll do another batch of juice in a few minutes. You can see the Mayhaws are all shriveled looking, changed colors. That means the juice is out of them. I've let it sit for just a little while so that any juice remaining in this basket would go ahead and drip down. And I'm going to show you the finished product of the juice. I still have this much water left, so it did not take all the water. I'm going to go ahead and fill it back up to the fill line and start the next batch. Look at the finished product. There is no debris, no jelly bags, no squeezing. Just beautiful, beautiful Mayhaw juice. I took that little bit of skimmings off so you could see the juice. Isn't that gorgeous? We're ready to make jelly. And I'm going to fix the other batch before I even start. We're going to just make a lot of Mayhaw jelly today. Now the berries, all the stems, all the seeds, everything is still in here. You don't have to worry about squeezing and a mess. You don't have to worry about anything falling into your juice. It's perfect. I can let these cool and feed them to the chickens. So I'm going to put the berries in something else to cool for the chickens. I'm going after the second batch. A few tips on how to use a juicer steamer. 8:36, batch number 2. 2 more gallons. We're going to see how much juice we get out of that. I haven't measured this yet, but I've got almost a gallon of juice here, it looks like. Between half a gallon to a gallon is a good bit of juice off the first batch. For cooked jelly, the apple or crab apple calls for 6 cups of juice, 4 cups of sugar. And we're going to put the butter in it to keep it down the rolling boil. I don't want it to overflow. So we're using the apple crab apple. Mayhaw is so similar. It smells like apples in here, y'all. It smells great. So we're using 6 cups of juice, 4 cups of sugar. I've already measured out here. I have 6 cups of juice in each one of these, so I've got 2 more batches, and I have 6 cups of sugar here. We're going to be adding our Sure Gel, and this one is where I can use less sugar, because one recipe I called for more sugar than it called for juice. So we're going to be using one that has less sugar. I have my sugar ready, one of my jars, my lids back there. We're using the ForJars, 4-jar canning lids, and so far, 4 jars, everything I've used, I've not had one fail yet. And we are using the little half-pint jelly jars. And like I said, we're going to be making 3 batches. Isn't that beautiful? I've added the Sure Gel. We're going to wait and bring it up to a boil, and it's getting there. We're going to add the sugar and bring it back to a boil, and then we'll be ready to put it in jars. We're at a rolling boil, and I don't want it to roll over, so we're going to try and calm it down some with the sugar. And it says to pour all the sugar in at one time and then stir and try to bring it back up to a boil. And I like my long spoon so my hand's out of there. And it melts and does fast because this is hot. Alright, it's coming back to a boil. We're going to boil 1 minute and then shut it off and skim off any of the bubbles on the top. I've skimmed off the foam off the top. I went ahead and added 1 jar. Isn't that gorgeous? We're going to wipe the top, put on our lids, and put it in some boiling water. Jelly only has to go 5 minutes in boiling water. I've got the water over the tops of the lids, and we're going to watch for 5 minutes, and then we're going to take them out. All right, guys, it was a long day. Made 3 batches of jelly, Mayhaw Jelly. It's beautiful. The juicer steamer's amazing. Check it out. Link in the description below, and I'll talk to you later from Crazy Days.